So we're gonna start with our fresh ono. I'm gonna top that with a little touch of some herb oil that we make in-house. What we have here is Riso Pasta. So it's a neat take on the fact that it's gonna look like a risotto, but it's actually made with pasta. In the base of it, there's no cheese, no dairy. It's a 100% vegetable stock, and it incorporates the real neat, meaty texture and flavor of these Hamakua mushrooms.
Okay, what are we doing over there
What
now?
we've got going, we're gonna have to let our mushrooms sear and saute at the same time.
So you're talking high heat?
High heat, yep. And as you can see, they're already starting to soften, get a nice color on them. Now what we're gonna do is move to our ono. We have here is porcini mushrooms that are dried, and I've actually just popped them in a blender and blasted them so they're almost like dust. Okay.
You dry your own or you buy them
No,
dry?
I buy them dry.
Yeah.
Get this going. Okay.
You know what's interesting too is some of the things that are maybe not the most pleasant things to look at are the best tasting things, like the hamakuas, right?
Oh, and they're beautiful.
Because look at these things. Before they're cooked, they look a little weird, don't they?
Yeah, they look a little funky. These actually are the elite mushrooms. I also have some shiitake mushrooms, and then we have some enoki mushrooms. Now, what I've added is some tomato concasse. In addition, we also have this real neat product, the kahuku sea asparagus. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, you told me a little bit about that on another trip out here, and that stuff's really interesting.
Yeah, you know, and the real neat thing is that it's got a very natural saltiness to its flavor because it's grown in salt water. So we really don't need to add that much salt when we're seasoning our dishes as well.
Does it ever get to the point where you have to soak it in fresh water to take some of that flavor out?
Not yet.
Never been a problem?
No, and the other thing too, you're not just eating the sea asparagus, so you have other components that it does flavor too, so it kind of takes the saltiness away from it.
Gotcha.
All right, so what we've got our sea asparagus, got our mushrooms going. Our ono is searing. I'm gonna go ahead and just season up this side a little bit, okay? Now, what I've also made with the dried porcinis and dried shiitakes, we take vegetable stock, all right, and we soak those mushrooms into that stock, puree that, and that's our base sauce for the risotto.
You know, one of the nice things that...
And this is what it looks like here, okay? We're gonna add that in.
Okay. Now, one of the nice things about the restaurants that you have worked with over your career here in Hawaii is that the restaurant theater, the locations where you are, really augments what you're doing menu-wise. I mean, this is a ringside seat to the ocean out here. It's beautiful.
Not only the ocean, but the farmers as well. You know, so we get the fresh sea asparagus, we get the fresh produce right here. Tomatoes come from Terry down at Haula Tomato Farm. So
you're trying to tell me it's worth the ride, right?
Sure is. Okay, I'm gonna add to this. I'm gonna add just a touch of vegetable stock. All right. And then what we're gonna do now is add in our garnish of the enoki mushroom.
You know, ono is one of those fish that you really can't afford to overcook.
Yeah. What do you think that is, Ben?
That's probably just the oil content for a predator fish like that.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's more of a surface fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have that much fat in it.
So about medium rare on those fish is what's good for me. Wow, look at that.
See how that just starts to come together? What we're gonna add now is some chiffonade or fresh spinach.
Now that's one of those things that's indicative of Italian cuisine. It's the color presentation.
And
what you're doing over here,
how it looks like a risotto. It's all nicely blended, and you know the one thing with risotto, it needs to be textured together, right? That starchiness from the rice comes out. Okay, so we're just gonna take this to our plate and mound it.
I know this is gonna sound really pedestrian from a local boy, but I like gravy rice, you know?
There you go. Okay, check on our ono. Okay, our ono's looking really good.
Oh, it does.
Just take a nice little squeeze of some fresh lemon. Just finish that off.
Oh, chef, that looks awesome.
And I'm gonna go right over the top.
And this is the average portion size at Ola?
You know, I run this more as a special. The risotto is on the menu every night, and again for lunch.
So call if you want ono.
Correct.
Make sure we got it in.
We can always, you know, if that's something that you're interested in, we can always go ahead and do that for you too. I'm gonna take a couple of these nice sea asparagus. And there we go. We have our porcini crusted ono on our Hamakua mushroom risotto.
Beautiful work, chef. Tell you what though, you know the litmus test for pretty looking things like this?
Gotta taste good,
it's
right?
in the taste.
That's
so
right.
We're gonna take a little break and we're gonna be right back.
Very good.
Folks, don't go away. We're gonna be right back to let you know if this tastes as good as it looks. And it looks great, chef. Awesome. Welcome back to the show, folks. If you just joined us, we're out here by Turtle Bay at Ola Restaurant with Chef Fred DeAngelo.
Hi, Ben.
Chef, awesome dish. Can you tell us again what you did here?
Sure, we have porcini crusted ono on a bit of our hamakua mushroom risotto, kokusi asparagus, and Terry's fabulous haula tomatoes.
Okay, good.
One last touch, just a little drizzle of our truffle oil goes right over the top.
Well, that's not the last thing that we're here
And
for.
there we go.
We're here for
That
a
finishes
tasting,
the
man.
dish.
Shall we?
Yeah, dig in.
Man, the ono is looking great. This is a special that you have on the menu, right? This is
Sure
not a
is.
standard, but you can call and see if ono is in the kitchen that day,
Correct,
right?
yeah. We bring in, depends on how many, 4 to 5 different species of fish in every day.
The mushrooms, the sea asparagus. Chef, awesome job.
Very good.
And you're right, it's worth the ride out here. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Ben.
So folks, it's not gonna be that long. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Fishing.
Aloha.